Hey everybody. So streaming some four-player chess. I thought to start out I would go over my games from Games Done Quick Variants Edition. And Games Done Quick Variant Edition was played on Sunday. There were three portions. First it was an hour of Fog of War, and then it was an 45 minutes to an hour of four-player chess, and then it was an hour of chess 960. And I won at least 350, maybe $650 in the event, because I won. I took third place in the four-player chess portion, under 2000 section, and I got a bounty in the four-player chess, and for $100, and I got a bounty in the chess 960, but I conceded that one to my friend Radon because he really got it first. Just his clips weren't working, so that's why I probably don't get that $300. But it's kind of up to chess.com how they want to deal with that. But I said Radon could have it. Um, so uh, what they did is these were speedrun things. So they set everyone's rating to 1500 to start out, and just threw them all in the pool for those hours. Um, and I got featured on the main stream, the chess stream, for about 10 or 15 minutes of the Fog of War section and 10 or 15 minutes of the chess 960 section. I felt a little bad because I'm no good at either of those variants, and I had never played a Fog of War game before in my life. Um, but I had a pretty nice layout, though. I made a special layout for the event for both of those variants. They featured me probably because my layout was just so well done. Um, but when they started covering me in Fog of War, like don't notify you that they're going to feature you on the main page. So I checked back the VOD, and the first thing I said when they featured me was something like, "This is a terrible variant. Um, I wouldn't wish it on my greatest enemy. Um, every minute spent playing Fog of War is a wasted moment that you could be playing Bughouse or four-player chess," something like that. Um, and yeah, similarly, when I was featured in Chess 960, I talked about how I was frustrated with how fast the games were. But the four-player chess section was a lot of fun. It was a faster time control than I'm used to. It was a no increment time control, so it was 4 minutes with no increment. And I'm just going to go over my games there. When we were playing, it was anonymous, so I had no idea who these other people were. But here's the first game, and I started off as red. My handle for Chess Done Quick is just my name backwards. So I opened this because I was hoping to get a bounty, and the bounty. So normally I open H3 when I play four-player FFA, but there was a bounty for the first person to double check another to check two kings at once, at least two kings at once. And so I was trying to get a check as quickly as possible of two players, and that worked out great. And so here I sacked a bishop, but we have check on two kings, and this was like 2 seconds into the event. Well, maybe not 2 seconds. Let's see. 5, 11, 16, 18. 18 seconds into the event, I got a double check, and I immediately stopped to clip it. And I sent in the clip, and I was the first person to do so. So this check right here gave me $250. Easy money. So I am going to be down a bishop here, but you actually get 5 points from double checking, and I got 1 point from taking the pawn. So, and green is going to get 5 points from capturing this bishop. So it's kind of like a trade with green, except green doesn't lose many pieces in the process. So after that, my new mission was to try to win this game and as many games as possible. I believed when I played in the event, I thought it was about rating and trying to get your rating as high as possible. It turns out that in retrospect that it was just about tournament points because there was an arena tournament. If I had known that, I would have played differently because playing for a high rating means going for first place finishes. Playing for the best 20 finish means really that I should have, if I could secure second place, I really should move on to the next game. I should not be going for first places. But we'll see what ends up happening here. So I'm just developing as normal. Everyone is developing. We don't see some like pawn marches, which you often see from inexperienced players. Everyone is developing and getting in secure positions. So this move, I was trying to stop the knight from coming in, and I want to create a good structure for my king. This queen is hit. So this gives me an opportunity to attack blue. Honestly, I don't remember what happened in any of these games, so I'm just kind of looking to try to remind myself. Yeah, I didn't have a good way to attack blue immediately, so we just continued making this structure. So here, this shows some inexperience from the other players. I believe blue is Bullet Mercenary. Green is Anamaya. So Anamaya would know better, but Bullet Mercenary does not. Blue, because his queen was attacked, he had to move his queen, and he decided, look, free pawn, and I can make a threat on green. So normally when you're playing 4-player chess, you do not attack the player opposite you, because it's much easier to attack the players adjacent to you. You sort of have an informal alliance with the player opposite you. But blue didn't know that, so blue attacked green, which is great for me. If blue and green are attacking each other, that means they're both going to weaken each other, and it makes it easier for me to win. Hey, Elyoshi, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Okay, so blue has just attacked green. This is a threat on green. But this gives me a free move. No, I'm sorry, it doesn't because green moves first. So green is going to deal with this threat. And green dealt with the threat by attacking blue, which is again great for me. They're attacking each other. So I used this opportunity to open up my bishop for future threats. I don't want to trade this bishop. That's something I want to avoid in general. But I figured it was good to open this line, just in case I could snag a checkmate on blue or grab a free piece. Hey, great Keith, thanks for watching. So they are piling up on blue. Yellow is taking this piece, and the reason is he figures that they're going to be busy. He figures if it gets the blue's turn, either blue might be attacked again. If blue's attacked again, he's going to have to do something about this king. If he's not attacked again, blue is probably going to go after green by taking one of these. So blue is very unlikely to just take this bishop. That makes this move a free piece for yellow. And yellow was smart to take that. So green has accomplished two things here. Green has saved his rook, and he's also lined up a battery with his queen to where the queen could deliver close to mate and just a mountain of checks. So I brought back my knight, which prevents my bishop from attacking here. But my reasoning was I wanted to open the queen line because I might be able to snag a mate by getting rid of this one escape square at a later portion. This also kind of prevents this trade, and I don't want the bishop trade in general. So blue has attacked green, and yellow is going to try to take this opportunity to win a free queen from green. And that was smart of yellow to try to take advantage of this. However, what yellow missed is if green looks to save his queen, the best way for green to do that is to just bring his queen back. And if green brings his queen back, then blue has some options. Blue could trade the queens, but that's just a trade, or he could keep his queen and win a free bishop. And it's actually better to trade the queens because this queen is like a big threat of checkmate. But more likely, an inexperienced player like blue is going to be greedy and take the bishop. So instead of winning a queen, this probably just hangs a bishop. And indeed, he brought the queen back. I just made a developing move here. I could have tried to snag a free pawn, but I decided I was just going to let them keep fighting it out. I didn't want to get involved in this fight. I wanted to just keep improving my pawn structure and get my king to safety, castled, but maintain the threat of pushing this pawn for a checkmate. So blue grabs the bishop. He's a greedy guy. And now yellow tries to tempo this queen. I think yellow's thinking was correctly thought that green was probably going to check blue. And if green checks blue, that's a free queen. We see the check. But yellow isn't going to get an opportunity to take that queen because I can deliver mate. This was the only escape square. And we removed that. So I got the 20 points for the checkmate of the blue king. So now yellow has delivered a check on green. So at this point, I have a free move on green. We could have taken that. We could have pushed and taken that. Or I could, or no, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting move order. So green gets a move before this. So I don't get a free move yet. Okay. So I just castled to safety here. And he's interposed because he doesn't want this trade. So at this point, if we look at the pieces, I'm down a bishop because I sacked one at the very beginning for $250. And green is down a knight. Yellow is down a bishop. So we're pretty even on material. We all have queens. Oh, I guess green is also down 2 pawns. Yellow has all his pawns. I have all my pawns. So green is the weakest right now. But and as far as points, I am way ahead of them on points. So I think green. I'm actually very surprised by this move because Anamaya has played a lot of 4-player chess. She has a 4-player chess emote. So, like, she used to play the game a lot. So she played more teams than FFA. But she should know that taking the king does not give her 20 points. So I'm not sure why she made this move. It's a very odd move. But this ends up hanging her queen. I can just take the queen for free. That's another 9 points for me. And green is much weaker. So at this point, they're going to play on. And now I thought for a while, was there a way that I could stop this pawn? And I figured out basically I can't. So yellow's going to get a queen. But when this castling happened, I wanted to line my queen up here to try to deliver a checkmate. And I'm able to do something else sneaky. Yellow has queened. And I need to move this knight so that I can deliver checkmate. I was able to move the knight in such a way that it looked like I was just attacking yellow. But in reality, I didn't care about this queen, the yellow queen at all. I was just lining up for checkmate. And yellow saved his queen. Not only saved his queen, but makes a threat on my knight. So So yellow is somewhat understanding the situation and trying to attack me. Could have equivalently attacked this knight, but this sort of gets in my territory. And now it's on green, and green really should defend this square. There's a few ways to do that. They could just push the pawn. Maybe there's not that many ways to do that, actually. I guess you could bring the knight back. So there's a few things you could do. But he just pushes a pawn, which I don't really understand why, because this pawn is also, or sorry, she just pushes the pawn. Pawn is also undefended. Like, that could be just taken. But I guess this is like the bigger threat. But yeah, I delivered mate immediately. And now the score is 56 points to 9 points to 3 points to 6 points. And yellow takes my knight. So yellow gets another 3 points. Yellow's up to 6 points. In a normal game, I would keep playing because I like playing these games out. But we were in a tournament, and it was a timed tournament. So time I spend playing this out is time that I would not be playing other games. So I decided to claim a win. And when I claim a win, press the claim button, that is equivalent to me resigning. And it gives 20 more points to the remaining player, which is yellow. So yellow's up to 26 points. And that means I still get first place because I have 56 points. Yellow has 26. So yellow gets second. Blue gets third, and green gets fourth. So that's the first place finish, my first game, and also $250 for winning the bounty. So here is the second game. The second game, let's rotate to be from my perspective. And we will switch to yellow. Okay. And again, when I played these games, I had no idea who my opponents were. This was played anonymously. So Anamaya starts off developing a knight. And this is the way I normally start off in 4-player chess. I like to have the option to get my queen out, get my bishop out, if I want to. I'm grabbing some space over here. So blue is immediately going for a queen. These are 1-point queens. That's something we see beginners often do. It's a lot better to develop your pieces, create a good pawn structure, get your king safe, rather than going for an immediate queen. But it can be tempting to get the queen. And sometimes it can pay off. If you see one player getting a queen, what you would like to see is 2 players going to get a queen so they can challenge each other and interfere with each other. But this time, blue got it without any interference. So I'm just continuing to develop. I'm fiend shadowing this bishop. What I don't want to see is like a move like this, offering a bishop trade, as I don't want a bishop trade. But hopefully, neither does green. So this seems like a clever move because it's checking the king and also attacking this. So if you had like some way to interpose like this, then this queen would be free. However, the queen can just retreat. So it doesn't actually accomplish very much. I'm just continuing to develop. And he put the pawn in the way. Or I'm sorry, she put the pawn in the way. I'm not sure about this move. It seems a little weird. But I guess the idea is to push for a queen because these 2 squares are defended. This is the queen and square. So you're pretty close to getting a queen. And could always bring the rook over to support. So, maybe not terrible. If I were her, I would be more focused on getting my king safer. So creating like a good structure over here. So I developed this bishop more. And my idea is I want to have the option of castling this way, but I also want to have this bishop defending this pawn in case blue gets this bright idea. So green is now going for a queen. So I want to prevent this knight from coming in. No one is stopping green from getting a queen. This move is good for me because it lets me create this structure and I don't need to worry about blue, coming in here to disrupt the structure. So I'm pretty happy with my pawn structure at this point. And my priority is developing these two undeveloped knights, developing my queen, and getting my king castled. And I have the option of castling this way or castling this way, or even moving my king over if I want to. But I do want to get my rooks to the center to support promotions. So this opens up this diagonal. And right now this knight is in the way, but this knight might not always be in the way. I guess I'm a little worried about a battery here. But we're just going to throw the knight in the way. This is great for me also. Again, this locks up to where green really isn't attacking the structure. So my structure is now secure. So we love that. Red has just traded bishops with blue. When you in 4-player chess, when you trade with a player, you are losing a piece with respect to the two other players who haven't traded. The trades are always bad. So I love it when my opponents trade. So because the dark square bishop from blue is often a scary piece. Like I was worried that it would line up for a battery here. I don't have to worry about that anymore. Now blue has worries because this is like a permanent pin. Like this queen really has to move out of the way. Like this can't even happen because I could just en passant. We're just going to continue developing. Now these knights support each other. The knights can always move out of the way later if we want to launch this bishop. This bishop is a little loose, which is scary if any piece comes to attack it, but we're safe for now. This is a move that I think red should have played a lot earlier, but red finally plays it. Red is getting somewhat of a better structure. So this was a little weird. Blue, or no, well, I guess that's not weird because blue has already moved his king. So blue is trying to get his king to more safety. That's reasonable. I'm not really sure what this move is about. I mean, in theory, you're lined up on the red king, but that sort of requires blue to come in and help. Red is looking to tempo this knight. So that's not a big enough threat that I can do very much with it. Like, in theory, I could push this pawn, and then we would both be tempoing knights. But doing that would kind of wreck my structure. It might launch his rook. And he might choose to defend this knight instead of defending this knight. So it's unclear which knight he would defend. I mean, it probably makes the most sense for him to defend this one, since like if he takes here, there's like an immediate follow-up threat. But I can't be sure, as players can always go crazy. So I just chose the castle. I chose the castle this way because I felt that green was like the safer side. Green had a lower rating than blue does. So I figured that green is less experienced, and green was less likely to attack me. And on the other side, I was worried that this bishop was a little loose. That the king is over here, so I might want to be attacking blue. So I want to be prepared to maybe get rid of some of these pawns in the course of attacking. That's why I chose the castle to the left. But the king is still a little loose because eventually we could see some sort of sack like this. We could see this. We could see like get in on this file. So it was a little scary, but we're getting safer. Hey, Incredible Blunder, thanks for watching. So for those of you just tuning in, I played the Games Done Quick Variants Edition on Sunday, and an hour of that was a 4-player chess phase where you play with a new account with a 1500 rating, and it was I forget if it's a bullet or a blitz time control, but it was 4 minutes with no increment, and I'm used to playing 1 minute with a 15-second increment, so as far as 15-second delay. So I'm used to having much more time per move. I wasn't used to this fast-paced game. But yeah, we're going over my games to look for better moves, see where I screwed up, and see where I did well. This game, I'm very happy with my pawn structure, very happy with my development. I still have 0 points, but that's not a big deal. I've lost no pieces. So with this knight move, I've now defended this bishop, and this knight is also helping defend my king side. So put in the knight on a better square. So it looks like green has hung a bishop. Although blue is attacking this pawn, so it's not completely clear that that red would choose to take the bishop, but I think red will. Yeah, so red just took the bishop, and blue took the pawn. So I'm just moving my king to a safer square. This might be the safest square, or this, or this. It kind of depends where the other pieces are situated, but definitely safer than this square here. And the reason this square isn't necessarily safe is because I may want to push this pawn, and I don't want to have a pin lined up with my queen against the king. Like I may want to move the queen over anyway. This is kind of a weird castle from green, because he's castling kind of into danger. This line is already opened up, and it's fairly easy for red to attack here. It's also fairly easy for blue to attack if blue decides to go rogue. So, I mean, this whole file is open for blue. So I don't think this castling was a good idea for green. I think it would have been better for green to castle this way. Just because the king was less exposed over here. Because I have a structure that's not really challenging green. My structure more is saying to green, like, let's chill out. Let's not attack each other. So at this point, red gets greedy and takes a pawn. But in the process, red is leaving her back rank open. If green gets one of the queens over here, this is going to be very scary. And green is still lined up here. I think green is kind of waiting for blue to attack. Because if blue ever attacks red, green can just immediately get in there. For example, say this pawn weren't here. Like this here would be red being attacked from her left. And if red is attacked from her left, that gives the other players a chance to join in. So like that move followed by this move is going to be mate pretty quickly. And red can't take either of these pieces because it's both check. So that's kind of what green is hoping for, leaving the queen hanging here, I think. So here we see again, probably some inexperience where opposites are attacking each other. So blue thinks, oh, free piece, and takes a free piece. And that does get the queen into a better position too. It allows a few funny things. I mean, it sets up future attacks on red, but it's also looking at green. So in other words, say green does something random, like if green, say, moves here, red could conceivably go here, and then this is checkmate. So it's checkmate for blue on green. So green has to be very careful. This shows how exposed this king is. So I'm going to ignore all of them, and we move the rook over as we want to prepare marching these pawns in the center. Well, we keep our good structure, and we keep our safe king. And I just want them to fight it out, because when they fight it out, they are trading pieces. And again, all trades are bad. So when they trade, they're making each other progressively weaker. And then when I finally pounce into the game, I'll have a lot more pieces. And it's a lot easier for me to defeat the remaining players. Like, I also don't mind if one of them mates the other one. That takes a player out of the game. And I'm still left with a lot of pieces in my arsenal. So green is attacking red. This is a piece sack. But it's actually a smart piece sack, because if the pawn takes this way, this is check, and this is mate. So the pawn can't actually take the bishop, at least if red has any worries about blue attacking, which she should, because that's a huge attack threat. So red really needs to either take with the queen or get the queen out of there, or even knight back. But red is in a lot of trouble here. I'm not really in a position to join in the attack at this point. Let's see what happens. Takes with queen. And now blue is going to use this opportunity to try to mop up a free rook. And blue is figuring this queen trade is probably going to happen. And that red is going to have to take back. It might have even been better if blue, instead of going here and going for the rook, blue could have gone like here or here, lined up on this diagonal and gone for mate. Because then if queen takes queen, pawn takes, queen back here is checkmate. So that probably would have been a little bit better for blue. So I'm pulling my bishop back. My reason in there was I didn't want to get involved in this fight, but I wanted to line up on blue. And I figured this blue king is pretty weak. Honestly, this isn't a great move. It doesn't really accomplish much. But I think my thinking is I wanted to be non-threatening. It doesn't accomplish much because the rook defends this pawn. If the rook were like over here, then it could be a good attacking move. Honestly, I think I probably made this move because I didn't want to be threatening, and we were also playing this time control with no delay, so I wanted to make quick moves. It's honestly not a very good move. Let's see what I should have done instead. Would we have attacked something? It's tough because honestly, this might be a good time to sack my bishop on this knight, because I think blue is going to be busier doing other things, like trying to mate red or take this rook. Although he might just like take back. But if he doesn't take back, like, I could also be looking at that. Maybe I should have taken the knight. Not sure. We just retreated. This trade happened. And now blue has the option of either taking a free rook or starting checking. And we see here where it would have been much better for blue to be on this diagonal, because blue would just win. So blue just takes a free rook, which is 5 more points. So right now, red has 25 points, blue has 14 points, green has 13 points, and I have 0. I haven't traded anything at all. Hey, Nightlife Raver. How did I like this FFA tournament? Um, I liked the tournament. I'm not used to this time control. I'm used to having a 15-second delay, so it's faster than I was used to. Um, there was that. I also, what I hated even more was the anonymous aspect. I really like knowing who my opponents are. Um, so we'll see later in this tournament where it made a big difference because if I'd known who my opponents were, I would have known which ones were going to play it like teams and which ones were not going to play it like teams. Where I really had no idea because I couldn't even look at a rating range. It even in the pool when there's anonymous games, usually they are usually they have a rating floor, like 2,000 or over, or 2,300 over, or 2,500 or over. And in that case, if you can look at the rating floor, you can know these players know what they're doing. These players are going to play teams. But in an open queue, with no idea what your opponent's ratings are and no idea who they are, it's just really frustrating to have no idea who's going to play teams and no idea who isn't. Um, the another frustration was the tournament for me was that it was so short. It was basically a 45-minute tournament, but they allowed any game that started, at the 45-minute mark to come to its conclusion. Um, you know, I felt like I would have done better and had more fun if it were like a 3-hour tournament instead of a 45-minute tournament. Anyway, um, so I'm bringing this knight back. Um, so my idea here, I guess, is to push the pawns and also eventually to get my queen into the game. But I guess that explains why I brought this bishop back before, because I wanted a snug place for the knight. Um, Also, this could allow me later to attack blue this way. But the main reason is to push these pawns. So green makes a development move. Red really needs to worry a lot about her position at this point. Red does not have time for this move. This is not a good move at all. Here, red really should have castled. Wait, can she castle? I don't think she's moved her king. Yeah, she could have castled. That would have been a much better try. But move the knight out. So blue could check here, but if blue checks, green gets the checkmate. So I'm assuming that blue didn't check because blue was smart enough to know that and didn't want to give the mate to green. So blue retreats, and this is a great square for the bishop because it cuts off possible castling. And this bishop is nowhere where it can be taken anytime soon. I mean, we could see this tempo in the bishop, potentially. But, I mean, blue really should want to line up the queen one of these places so that blue can get the mate for himself. So I'm going to start to push my pawns now. So green is tempoing blue. And not only tempoing the blue queen, but also setting up to where green can start pushing the action rather than blue. The problem here is that this is still a very weak pawn. So green has like a very weak king in general. I mean, there's mate immediately if players coordinated. It's like this, and I could grab the mate with this. I don't think blue would trust me, but that's like a possibility. Okay, blue has decided to start checking. Green could cut off, but this actually isn't mate yet because it's possible to interpose. I'm just going to push the pawns. This was a mistake by green. This is checkmate. So green definitely missed an opportunity. This shows that green is very inexperienced at the game here. So now blue gets credit for the mate instead of green. But green has taken a queen off the board from blue, even though it was a 1-point queen. I mean, blue definitely did a great job to take that mate and only give up 1 point for it. We still see, if we look at the points now, blue has 35, red has 25, green has 14, and I have 0 points. Emberg says, what's annoying about chess.com tournaments is they don't let you finish the game even if the tournament's over. They do in the case of 4-player chess. So in 4-player chess tournaments, they do let you finish the game, and it does count to the final tally. That is why in this particular tournament, there was 45 minutes for the 4-player chess, where there was an hour for the other two. So it was 45 minutes because any game that started in that 45-minute period, they allowed it to finish and count towards the total. So I'm just going to push the pawns. Can't necessarily promote because the rooks are lined up here, but I might be able to get some points by trading pawns for rooks. This is still guarded a bunch of times. So this, I'm pushing for promotion. I'm also trying to prevent green from promoting. So we're doing two things at once. I didn't think that blue would sack on me, but turns out they both took stuff. So I took that. So I'm finally on the board. I have 5 points. But they're racking up more points. This is a little scary to me because it's looking on my queen diagonal. Also potentially trying to stop promotion. I promoted. Surprisingly, green took. If blue had been smart here, what blue should have done is defended this. But I'm not sure if there's a good way to... I mean, this is probably the best move. Defending with a knight. The problem there is, like, if I take here, he could take here. And then blue just loses a knight. So that's tough. If he tried moving this knight, like somewhere like here, so the queen defends, I could just move my rook away, and then he could take this queen. So it's tough for blue to trust enough to defend. He has to trust green to do that, and there's just no trust with green right now. So blue decides that he wants to go for promotion. So I grab the 1-point queen. We're up to 6 points. Hey Marcos, thanks for watching. That's a different account of yours. Yeah, so this is Chess Done Quick Variant Edition, which took place on Sunday, and everyone was required to create a different account because it's a speed run tournament. So people have totally new ratings. That's the whole point of the tournament. But like, I'm not allowed to use this for any other purpose. This was just for the purpose of this tournament. So it's not like an alt account that I'm going to use in the future or use all the time. Honestly, it's an account that I do use for showing more boards, just for observing. So when I do Puzzle Rush and Puzzle Battle, in order in Puzzle Battle to show my opponent's board, I observe myself from another account, and this is the account I use for that. So that's some of the magic behind the scenes. Okay, so here blue made a mistake. Blue could have just promoted, and nothing was attacking that. But I guess blue didn't realize that. Blue thought that this square was under attack. So blue decided to just guard this. I ended up taking green's pawn, which was close to promotion. Not only that, but now I have a battery of 3 lined up here. Green just resigned. I guess when I took his pawn closest to queen in, and when he realized he only had 2 pieces left, he figured he had no winning chances. I don't think that's entirely true because normally in 4-player chess, um, the stronger players will play against each other and often trade with each other, and the weak player can turtle up and try to create chances. In the context of this tournament, might have been the better move for him to go for another game though. Prof. Lundermaster said, we were opposites in one game. Well, Prof. Lunder, I'm going over all the games, so I will see pretty soon. Thanks very much for the 6-month sub. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Prof. Bunner, it was probably one of the ones where I was just crushed by teams. And if I'd known you had been my opposite, then I probably would have played very differently. I really don't like anonymous games at all. So anyway, Green resigned. That's fairly good for me because I can try to promote a pawn over here. And I have like a 1 versus 1. But when I say it's good for me, blue can actually just claim like immediately. And if blue claims, then I don't get first place, but I do get second place because if he claims I get 20 points, that's 27, that's second place. I don't think blue realizes he can claim. Or no, I'm sorry, he can't claim because this king still exists. As soon as this king is checkmated or stalemated, then he can claim. But he would need 40 points up to claim right now. So he's lining up this battery to promote. I actually still have a stronger battery, so he miscounted here. As he goes for promotion, and I take it, and he takes it, and I take it, and he takes it, and I take it. And now a lot of pieces are off the board. I've gained in that trade, and I'm 1 space away from a promotion. So that's excellent for me. So we promoted. Blue was hoping to get this mate. No such luck. I got the mate. Now I'm at 42 points versus 54 points. Only 2 players left. He can't claim because he's not 20 points up on me. The audio is out of sync with the cam. Oh, I apologize for that. Sometimes what helps is to hide and unhide the webcam. So let me try doing that. So I don't know if the audio is back in sync now. Hope that helped. If that didn't help, then I'm not sure what I can do to remedy that. But thank you for bringing it to my attention. Okay. So now I have basically a 1 position, 1 versus 1. And he doesn't have enough points up to claim. If I just mate his king, that's 20 points right there, so that's enough to be first place. So I played here because I wanted to create a threat on this king, and it ended up working out, as now I have a discovered check, and we can pick up a piece. And he just resigns here. And he resigns, gives me 20 points, that gives me first place, he gets second place. So Anamaya was third place here. Throughout this tournament, I was surprised that Anamaya didn't play better because I know she has a lot of 4-player experience, but I guess it's mostly teams experience and not FFA. But yeah, so that's 2 first place wins in a row, which is pretty good. How long am I playing? I don't know how long I'll stream for. Usually I stream for like 3 to 5 hours, something like that. But I'm definitely going to get through going through all these games, and then I'll probably jump into some games in the pool. Ref Blundermaster says, I really don't like this time control. I didn't like the time control either. But what frustrated me more was that it was anonymous. If it hadn't been, I'd rather have it 4-minute non-anonymous than have it like a long time control and anonymous. Okay, let's get into the next game. Okay, so here I am red. Okay, this is where everything started to fall apart, I think. So I was trying to create some space. But this game, blue decided to attack me the whole game, and it was quite frustrating. So, I mean, now we both have rook files. This would be a great time to leave each other alone and just focus on development. But blue decided to keep attacking me, which is really obnoxious. The one saving grace is green did not attack me too. This is an opportunity, and when green sees that blue is just attacking me relentlessly for no reason, green can pick up some extra pieces by attacking me also, but green didn't do that. So I was forced to trade with blue, and he's trying to trade with me again. I did not want to trade pawns. I didn't want to trade knights. I don't want to trade rooks. I don't want to do any of this. Blue is just being super obnoxious. And the way blue is playing is he's guaranteeing that one of us gets third and one of us gets fourth. Like, blue is not playing for a win. Blue is playing for a loss. And it's super frustrating. Meanwhile, green and yellow get to develop and they get to keep all their pieces. So blue is playing like a total patzer. But I got to make the best of it. So we try to avoid the rook trade. And now blue is traded again. I did not want to trade these bishops. Like, every move blue makes hurts me and hurts him and makes life really difficult. I should have realized that these bishops were in take. So I should have played a move like this. So that was somewhat on me. I should have blocked the bishops. But I don't think I got first this game. I don't remember. But like, I'd say the only reason I didn't get first this game is just because of blue. Because blue was playing like a total patzer and ruining both of our chances. Oh, okay. Yeah, so now green starts attacking me, which is terrible for me. I have to take that way. Here, blue really could have made my life even worse by playing queen here and checking. But like, my structure is ruined. I've traded already 2 pieces that I didn't want to. And green is attacking me. This is like a permanent pin. So basically, blue has traded a bunch and put me in a position where now I'm cramped for life. And now blue is going to turn his attention to development and let green just kill me. Even though yellow is fairly well developed, yellow is not in any position to check green or to keep green busy. Like, it'd be nice if he tries to do this, but yellow just makes random moves. This is terrible for me. So I don't want to trade queens. Like, if I take here, probably trades queens. Not even trades queens. Like, I could take here, he could check me, and then he could take my queen for free. That's how bad my position is. So I have to take with pawn. And now this leaves like a free check with green. Like, this is such a terrible position. But it's hard to avoid terrible positions like this when you have a player on your left that is not playing for a win. When you have a player on your left that is just trying to be obnoxious towards you. So, yeah, Squidget Spirit says, didn't get a higher rank because the second game was kind of hard. Last game lost 1 versus 1 against the Kakara. Yeah, that's a hard 1v1 to win. Okay, so now blue is attacking yellow relentlessly. And green is attacking me. So this is really horrible. I have no way to defend this pawn. Both my knights are gone. I really can't defend the pawn. Like, I mean, I could try this, but it's super bad. Blue could always get in here attacking. And once he takes the pawn, he's forking 2 pieces. So, I mean, I was just completely dead. I decided to try to save my queen. Here, blue goes kamikaze on yellow. So, it's just, blue is such an obnoxious player. Like, if we were playing non-anonymous, like, I would click on his name and I would block him. This is the player, like, that you never want to I don't want to be in a game with blue ever. So I'm trying to save my rook, but this is really a terrible situation to be in. Like, my king is super cramped. How do I get out here? This is a mate threat. Because if this and this, that's just checkmate. So I had to do something about that. There's not much I can do. I moved the rook up because my idea was then I could get some luft for my king. And luft is good. I needed my king to move to like a non-dark square, basically. Okay, finally yellow starts doing something useful. Yellow has attacked green. So my idea here was to try to get my queen out somewhere, and my king would have even more luft. My rook is attacked. This is just super obnoxious. Honestly, I think I screwed up here. I should have just taken the bishop. Because yeah, that's a bad trade for me, but at least it removes an attacker, and like a pretty powerful attacker. I did not do that. I just tried to find a square where my rook couldn't be taken immediately. I figured this was a decent square because I was also lined up on blue. So that was another huge mistake. Also a huge mistake because this could happen, force in this, and then this would cut off the rook, making a mate threat that it's hard to do anything about. So blue continues to go kamikaze. Notice blue has like 2 rooks left. Blue is completely dead. So blue is basically playing to lose. This is why I would block blue in a heartbeat if it were not an anonymous game. This is a very useless move from green. Don't really understand it. So I moved the pawn up here to try to prevent this from happening. I didn't want the queen check in here. This is a fairly useless move. Here, I should have used this opportunity to get my king safer, create more luft squares. So what are some ways to do that? I could have gone king over and tried to tuck my king here. I could have got my queen out to give myself this resource, but I didn't do those things. I got greedy. I decided now was a good time to try to harass blue and punish blue for being a dumbass. And indeed, blue made a random move, so this is a free rook. Unfortunately, green got his act together. Green is attacking this pawn, and this pawn is impossible to defend. So again, I wasn't sure what to do. I decided to just take the free rook. So I could at least get a few points, but that was a really bad idea. In retrospect, I think I was worried if I just got the queen out, queen here check. If king over, this is mate. If king this way, then queen here check. I mean, he could sack a rook, but eventually, I would go king up, then queen over here. Like, my king was getting mated in short order, no matter what. This is just a really powerful move. So I didn't really see a good way to do anything about this. So I just took the rook. I figured let me get some points before I'm mated. So I also miscalculated. Like, I thought I wasn't mated immediately because I was looking at this mate, but of course green has this mate. So what? Oh, okay. Was that a server reset or something? Okay. Blue is continuing to go kamikaze, and green mates me. So, like, I'm already, like, tied for fourth, and of course, yellow's going to pick up more points. But basically, blue spent the whole game feeding the win to green. Blue is a terrible, terrible, terrible player, but also a player that you don't want to mess with because he just messes up everyone's games. So this is like for sure block. Like what is this guy's main account? Maybe I should just find out this guy's main account and preemptively block it because I never want to play any game with him. Let's see what is his. Oh, it says he's 9 years old, so maybe that explains it to a certain extent. Oh, actually, this is not like a chess done quick account. This is just a player who is. Is this just a player who was in the pool? Yeah, this guy has a lot of other rate. Okay, I can just block him. Yeah, let's block him. Yeah, I never want to play a game with this guy. Okay. So yeah, let's see how the rest of the game went because I moved on to the next game. Okay, so yellow just hung a piece. I can't imagine that green won't win this game, but let's see. Stranger things have happened. Oh, they're gonna just let him promote. They're letting blue back into the game here. It would make me really sad if blue somehow won this because blue played so bad. Okay, so this isn't mate because of this escape square. Green is getting another queen. And now green can go here or here. Probably this one's better. What does this move accomplish? I guess maybe he's trying to line up here, like slowly. That's just free. This guy is so bad. Okay, so blue gets mated like immediately. So yeah, so blue went kamikaze all game on me and on yellow. Then blue gets mated, but of course I get fourth. Okay, and green immediately claims the win. So my opposite gets second. Yeah, this blue is 9 years old, and I don't think he was actually in the tournament. I mean, I guess he entered the tournament, but he was just a random person who entered. Doesn't seem like that was a streaming account or that he was a streamer. I don't know. His profile says he was 9 years old. I don't know. Maybe he's played in other chess done quick, but he has recent bullet games. How could you have recent bullet games if this is a chess done quick account? It just doesn't make any sense. So anyway, that game went all bad. That's a fourth place finish. That's 2 first place finishes and then a fourth place finish. And then it got even worse. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So in this game, so first of all, what color am I? I am yellow. Let's switch to the yellow layout. Okay. So in this game, Radon was one of the players. And basically they played a team's opening. So yeah, Radon is green. Stark is blue. So this got really bad. So they played a team's opening, which immediately shows what's going to go bad here. I should have played a team's opening too, but I had no idea what their ratings were. I didn't think that red was necessarily going to coordinate with me. At this point, I did get my king out, so it sort of transposes because, you know, I've cut off this square. So, like, we have the possibility of a team's opening now. So since I'm playing teams, this probably was not a good move. This was probably a better thing to do, or this. So I just didn't play this well from a team's perspective. But I had no idea what these people's ratings were. Like, if I had known what all their ratings were, then I would have played this much differently. But this is why I hate Anonymous so much. No, it has nothing to do with 2,000 plus queues. If I'd played 100 2,000 plus queues and like 1,000 2,500 plus queues, I wouldn't play this game any differently because I have no idea what their rating is. If I knew what their rating is, I could play appropriately. This is why Anonymous is really stupid. So they're getting their queen in play. I figured I would tempo green, and maybe red could take advantage. But red doesn't do anything useful really. And now they're threatening mate. And there is really no way to stop it unless red helps. And red is not going to help. Even if red helps, I think I'm already dead by this point. So what could I have done? Maybe this, or oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that. I guess I could have played here. So maybe this was the way out. I mean, it's really bad. I mean, that's just a free queen. I mean, that's so green can like go here, and then blue can go here. You know, it would be nice if red protects, but again, I have no idea who red is. So, you know, probably not going to happen. That's probably what I should have done. I mean, I should have not played these moves at all. I should have played this or this or this, which I would have if I had any idea who these guys were. So instead, I bring my queen back, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's still mate. So this pins my queen. I can't take this queen. I gotta move over, and then that's mate. That's 0 points for me. Fourth place finish in like 10 seconds. Well, not 10. I mean, I guess I spent a minute thinking, but very quick game. To base replay off other people's play, not their rating. I don't want to do that. I want to base it off I want to know who they are. So yeah, I just got crushed here. Let's see how this ended up, because again, I just switched to a different game after this. I'm assuming Radon won, but we'll see. We're now at the 3-player stage. So why didn't he save his queen? Like, is this a big threat? I mean, that's check, but blue can't support him. Wait, what? What just happened? It took me to like another game. What just happened? I don't know what happened there, but let me get back to this game. Okay. Go way back here to where I mated. Okay. So I don't understand Radon's move here. Like, this does not seem like a huge threat. He can just take it. It's check, but blue has no way to help. And red has no way to mate. So I think Radon just blundered a queen for no reason here. Yeah, oh, there's a server restart. Okay. So I was beat by a player who blundered a queen. I mean, Radon is 2,800, but he blundered a queen for nothing. Okay, so now Radon is playing down a queen. I no longer think it's a super easy win for Radon. So let's see what happens. Maybe Radon doesn't win this. So Radon has created a good structure for himself. Red has the only queen. Yeah. Okay, Radon is Now trying to activate his pieces. That's a good place for the rook. It helps defend the structure. This dead pawn is actually helping him out, unless he wants to promote this pawn. But he probably doesn't want to do this in the near future. He's trying to get his pieces to better squares. Probably try to reposition this bishop here. Yep. This is a very safe king. Blue also has a very safe king. Red has probably the least safe king, but they're all pretty safe. Knight can take this if there's a promotion, although you'd be trading for a 1-point queen. That looks like a smart trade. This pawn is hanging, but it looks like red is busy. Or maybe red just didn't notice. What? That was odd. Red just sacked his queen for no reason. These moves baffle me. I mean, I guess this knight was under attack. There was kind of no way to save it. But you would think he would save his queen. Like, why not move it somewhere useful? I guess maybe concerned about the rooks coming in here. I don't know. Red just seemed like he just lost all of his pieces. Now red and blue are trading, which is great for Radon. Now I'm 100% certain Radon got first place here, given how boneheaded these guys are playing. Radon is going to get his king over here and be safe among the dead squares so that he can promote these pawns. That's my guess. So he's defending this pawn. Centralized bishop. This pawn is covered. That's interesting. So green has hung a rook to a knight and also left this pawn vulnerable. So not looking great for it. Why did... This is just odd. Why not take a free pawn? Oh my god. Alright, so Radon's removing this dead pawn in the way of promotion. He's one square away from promotion, but right now blue is covering that square. Why does he promote there? That's checkmate. Did Radon just get checkmated? What? Why did red not mate green? So these plays are awful. So Radon... So first these guys teamed up on me. Then Radon like hung a queen. Radon has hung a few pieces here. Clearly red is the least experienced, but red has checkmate. And not only is it checkmate, but it doesn't like... Red is in a losing position anyway. So red should really secure second place. Even if he can't win the 1v1 versus blue, second place is better than third place. So that it's really odd not taking that. So Radon has hung a queen, or 1-point queen. Radon chose to trade a bishop rather than taking this free queen. I guess Radon wanted to keep the material balance and keep red stronger, hoping that red would team up with him against blue. But it doesn't seem like red is doing that. Red is playing like a bonehead. It seems like red is just taking radon stuff. What? Okay. So radon keeps signaling to red that he would work with him. But red just resigned. I guess, oh, red's time was very low. Red was at like 1 second. But that shows how weird it was. How long was his time this low? Oh, right, he was only at 7 seconds here. Maybe that's why he didn't see checkmate in one move. Okay, so blue cannot claim both because he's within 20 points of green and because this red king is still a thing. Radon is trying to promote some pawns. Oh, that allows this promotion. Blue is just completely winning. Okay, Radon just resigns because Radon is in second place because he has more points than red. And he feels he can't win the 1v1 versus blue. So yeah, that. I mean, I lost the game from the very beginning because blue and green teamed up on me. And yeah, it's clear that red was a bad player. Even if I'd played teams with red, like we were gonna lose that. Because red didn't seem to know what he was doing. Yeah, so Jonas, that was another thing that frustrated me about this whole tournament was the tournament structure. The in Chess Done Quick Variance Edition, they didn't make clear to me at least what we were trying to do. I thought we were trying to get as high a rating as possible. If I had known that we were going for the most tournament points, I would have played much differently in a lot of these games. I would have taken second places and got the heck out of there to play new games. But I didn't know that. I thought that it was important to get first place finishes to get your rating high because I thought this was based on rating. Okay, so let's see what's next here. So here we have another game. I am yellow. So here, Reigns was in this game. I didn't realize that, obviously, because it was anonymous. So this is very odd for red to immediately sack a bishop for no reason. And then red is checked by blue. I tried to take advantage by winning a knight. Now I have an open rook file. These bishops are not something I want to trade. So this was a mistake on my part. I should have seen that these bishops were in take, and I should have played something like this to prevent it. Green wasn't necessarily in a traded mood though, so luckily he didn't go for that. I did it next move. When I see a move like this, I think this is like a natural square for my knight, but maybe it wasn't in this case. We'll see how it works out. Right now, this square is being attacked, so I can't really develop my bishop anyway like that for now. And it's hard for me to castle to the left because this pawn is gone. So not really a great structure for that. The purpose of this move, after moving my knight twice, was to guard this pawn. So now I could theoretically get the bishop out and castle here. before I castle, though. That seems like a free knight. So we're just going to grab it. Red has also hung a knight because there was like a check to win the knight with a tactic. That's a discovered check on red. So at this point, I could have like won the red queen, but I wanted to be a nice opposite. BK Marley says, "Did you play Fog of War?" Yeah, I played an hour of Fog of War, and then basically it worked out to an hour of 4-player chess, a 45-minute tournament where you finished the last game you were in, and then an hour of Chess 960. And I was featured in the main chess.com stream for about 10 or 15 minutes of the Fog of War, near the end of their coverage of the Fog of War, and 10 or 15 minutes of the Chess 960 near the end of their coverage on that. I don't think they featured me at all during the 4-player chess section. But I had nice layouts that I wanted to showcase, so that was nice. Although I'm terrible at those two variants, so during the Fog of War and the Chess 960, including when I was featured, most of what I did was like complain that they're not variants that I like playing. So maybe not the best way to feature me. So apologies to chess.com for that. Okay, so let's see. So I wanted to sort of lock down this structure a little bit so he didn't get more frisky here. At some point we need to save this rook and move it to a better square. But I basically did a wait and move because I wanted to let them fight it out. So blue is being pretty savage here. Blue is threatening a check. Blue also could have just taken this and hoped for this type of thing. But this does set it up for next move. So like, well, actually it doesn't set it up for next move. Blue really should have just taken this. If blue takes this, he takes this, he moves over, that's mate. That's a much better move sequence. And why does the queen move here in the first place? Generally, it's because he wants to trade queens. And green should be even more eager to take this queen if blue takes this, because red does not get to take it back. So it's just a free queen. So that was a mistake by blue. Blue should have taken this, given the queen to red, gotten the mate for blue. Much better. Jonas got featured during 960. Time exactly to you complaining. Yeah. And promptly blundered in a piece. Yeah. That's basically what happened to me. I mean, I don't think I played super terribly at either the Fog of War or the Chess 960 by the time I featured them. They featured me. At the very beginning, I had no idea at all what I was doing. But by the end, when they featured me, at least I had some semblance of an idea what was going on, even though I was still pretty bad at it. Yeah, every position feels like losing. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so Reigns plays this, which is not nearly as good. I just ignore them and castle. Green wants to get credit for the mate by doing something like this. So, so what could happen here? I mean, maybe this sort of thing. Although he didn't take that. I don't know. Green did not want to give credit to the mate for the blue, and he didn't want to trade the queen. He was also going after this guy here, so it forced me to move my rook. This also forced me to move my rook. But I figured I would attack this bishop, and I would kind of get in on the action. So my thinking was, suppose that green plays a useless move. Well, I mean, I get to move first here. But, okay. So, here, for example. Wait, is that not mate? How's that not mate? Oh, he could take this way. Yeah, so never mind. That would not have been a good idea. But I mean, I could get a mate in there if there was like another check. Okay, so I just pushed this pawn. This was a mistake for many reasons. It opens up this line here. The reason I pushed it was I wanted the opportunity to pin the queen and win the queen. But I'm hanging this pawn, and I shouldn't have hung the pawn. That was like a more pressing issue, really. So green takes the queen, wins the queen. This is kind of a useless move from blue. I don't understand at all what blue was trying to accomplish there. But I'm thankful because he didn't take my free pawn. I just saved the pawn. So now this rook would be useful. Like this would be mate, for example. I guess that's an example of a mate from before, and that did work before. Well, first you had to get the bishop out of the way, but let's back up here. This is a mate on red. It would be attacking my opposite, but my opposite's been fairly useless. Okay, but blue made a useless move. I made a somewhat useless move. I just wanted to keep my pawn, so I'm greedy with pawns. Green is attacking blue. Red just resigned at this point. And blue finally played this move, but he played it one move too late. If he had played it before red resigned, then I could have got a mate off it. But now, red's dead king can take these dead pieces. Or, sorry, red's dead king's probably not the right terminology, but red's resigned king, his computer moved king, can take these dead pawns. So I decided to just take this opportunity to get my king a little safer, get on this diagonal. And I wanted to give green an opportunity to just take this bishop rather than harassing him. Because I could have pinned the queen and won the queen. But then blue would save his bishop. I figured let's get that bishop taken. So again, I could have pinned the queen. My thinking was, do I really want to give up the bishop for a queen? It weakens green, but blue is actually a stronger player than green. By the looks of it, I would rather weaken blue. But now this queen was getting a little frisky. And it looked like they were going to try to mate this, so I figured, let me just take my 9 points. Unfortunately, this led to bad stuff because they actually were able to mate red before I could get in on the action. I did not see this move at all. This is really sneaky by blue. This is a great move by blue. Blue is Reigns. Reigns is very good at 4-player chess. So blue has checked red, but blue's real threat is mating green. And green did not notice, understandably. And green was angry that I took his queen. So green just took this back. Green should have defended. And he could have defended with rook here. Could have played pawn up. I guess those were the two ways to defend. So this puts me in a not great situation because I have less points than green, and I need to make up at least 10 points here. So my hope was that I could promote a pawn and then get in on mating this king or trade some stuff with blue. But it ended up being too slow by one move. That is mate for Reigns, and Reigns can now claim because he's more than 20 points up on me, and there's only 2 players left. And Reigns is a smart player. I checked him, and then he claimed. And I don't think there's... So I could have taken 3 points, but that would not have been enough. So he's still 30 points up if I take that. So he claimed this was a second place finish for me. So Rain's got the points here. I could have taken the mate. Did I have a way to take the mate? How could I have taken the mate? If I had, like earlier, if I hadn't blocked my rook, I could have taken the mate. But like, if I could get my rook here, that would be mate for sure. But yeah, I miscalculated pushing this pawn. So yeah, if I hadn't pushed this pawn, if instead I had, I don't know, like queen here or something, try to get my queen involved. If he then went here, like yeah, that would have been a much better way to do it. Bishop takes c9. Oh, let's see. Did I really miss mate? Bishop takes c9. Wow, nice find. I did not see that one. Oh wait, oh hold on. I mean, I think that's right, but let's get back to the main line here. Okay, so here, yeah, this is mate. Nice find. Yeah, I didn't see that. Prof Master says, take an interest in Fog of War. Played a lot yesterday. Beat a 2000 plus player. Fog of War is interesting, but I still feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, in order to get into it, I would need to watch another player stream Fog of War just to get a better sense of the strategy. Like, I wanted to get some strategy from Radon, but I never really got an opportunity to do that. So, and it's like the way I played it, it just didn't seem fun to me. Like maybe if I watch a ton of Fog of War streams and understand openings and strategy more, then maybe I could get into it. But I don't really want to muddle through it on my own. It just doesn't seem like a fun thing to do. Um, okay, so yeah, so you're right. I should have done this. I probably would have won the game if I had found this move. Because I do have more pieces closer to promotion, getting like 2 queens. So that would have been like much better. Now I'm kicking myself for not seeing this. That could have kicked me up to second place actually. I got third place in this tournament, but I was very close to second place. Okay. Oh, you can see the Fog of War overlay if you look in my if you look at the VOD. Okay, I'm red here. This is, I think this was the last game of the tournament. Oh, Radon is my opposite, and I had no idea about that. Let's see what happened. And you see Radon does not play a team's opening when he's my opposite. Only when he's playing against me. Oh, well, he is getting the queen out now. Yeah, that was just ridiculous. That was a mate handed to Radon. That's a funny checkmate. So Radon is crushing on points. So yeah, yellow clearly played very good here, and I noticed that from the beginning. And I was worried that he was going after me. I was worried that like this type of thing was going to happen. I was worried that they were going to team up on me, basically. So I played this very snug to try to prevent checkmate. So I'm creating a good structure. I was worried that he was going to try to sack on me to just make my king less safe. So I played here to guard the pawn. So I decided to tempo the knight because it looked like yellow was attacking. It looked like green was trying to promote. So I figured either I could pick up the knight or I could slow green down. And yellow actually creates a threat. So I should mention that I had like this type of threat, or this, but I was worried about giving yellow even more points. I wanted to give myself basically a chance. Okay, so now Radon is attacking the queen. Radon is playing this excellent. So now I actually checked, because this isn't mate for Radon. So I wouldn't be handing him 20 points, but I figure we can pick up some extra things. Even if Radon doesn't do anything that helps me, like even if Radon does something like this, for example, I'm fine losing this knight. It gives me the rook file. This knight is not like the end of the world. But Radon did attack. Here, I could have been savage. Like this would be a pretty funny move to just take the queen. But I try to be a good opposite in general. Honestly, if I'd known it was Radon and we were near the end of the tournament, I probably would have taken this queen. But not knowing who my opposite is, trying to be a good opposite rather than going for the throat, I just took the bishop. They traded queens. I picked up a bishop. This ended up being great for me. So they traded queens, and I picked up 2 bishops. So I'm at 14 points now. Green is fairly disabled, although green does get a queen. So here we had tension for a while because of move order, I can move this knight, then Radon can capture the king. But if that happens, I do not get first place. Radon is guaranteed first place. So I created tension again. I could have moved and let Radon take in the king, but I didn't want to do that. So I took this guy. I'm trying to get my queen involved. And now Radon starts checking me, which is pretty savage. But green can't really do very much right now. I guess green could try to like promote this pawn. But I brought my king to safety where Radon can't really check me. I mean, I could take if he checks there. Now my king is fairly safe. Radon's going to try to promote a pawn. Or no, I'm sorry, that was green attacking me. That wasn't Radon. I'm sorry. So Radon did have some ways to get in here. So here, well, I guess because of move order, Radon isn't next, so he didn't have an opportunity yet. But move order had been different, he probably would have just snagged a piece for me. Okay, so I'm attacking green. Yellow gets in on the attack. So the question I'm trying to see is, did I miss mate somewhere? I don't think I did. Like, this wouldn't be a great idea because it's not mate and Radon could just take my queen. I was a little bit savage here. Rather than coordinating with Radon to try to mate green, I just took a free rook. Radon tempoed the queen. It ended up not being a free rook. I thought it was a free rook, but I just hung my queen. Yeah, now I remember. Like, it still looked like a free rook to me, even looking back at this game. Not a free rook. I just hung my queen. So, at this point, I decided to turtle up. Unfortunately, my time was very low. I'm at 9 seconds. Green has a ton of time. Radon and I have practically no time. So Radon and I are both turtling up. So unfortunately, I finished third there. Radon had more points than me. Yeah, if I had another like 10 seconds, then I could have probably like promoted a pawn and won against green. but it just wasn't enough time. So this was a third place finish. Jonas says was third on the leaderboards last week. So much of a faith in Radon. Yeah, well, Radon didn't like this time control either. I mean, Radon is a slower player. I think Radon was probably hoping for more coordination from Red also. I mean, I could have handed him the win a bunch of times by just giving him a king capture, but I was going for first place. And again, I want to emphasize, I had no idea how the prizes were handed out. If I knew that the prizes were handed out for the tourney points rather than for Raiden, I would have gone for second place like a lot more times. I would have got in double the games and just racked up second places. But I thought that it was based on Raiden, which meant going for first place would have been very important, and second place would have been irrelevant. Oh, that wasn't Radon? Oh, is that you? Oh, are you Radon Multicuente? Oh, it's you. Wait, were you the other one too? The one who played teams against me? Maybe I never played against Radon then. I just kind of assumed based on the handle. Okay, let's... That kind of... Or no, there's Radon Cuentes, which I guess is different. The other one, Radon Cuentes, and then you were Radon Multicuente. Okay, I see. Interesting. Anyway, was that the last game from the archive? I think so. Yeah, so my rating didn't get all that high because I got like a bunch of fourth place finishes and I got a bunch of first place finishes. But I ended up finishing third place in the under 2000 section in the leaderboard. I guess I can find my VOD and link it for the people who were interested. Let me copy this link. This is the chess done quick VOD of mine. So you could look at that if you wanted to see my layouts and you wanted to see how terrible I was at Fog of War and Chess 960. But for now, I think we're going to jump into some games. Does anyone out there want to play teams? Prof Blundermaster or Jonas Wrath or anyone else out there? If anyone wants to play teams or Karma's Revenge, if anyone wants to play teams, let me know. Otherwise, I can jump into some FFA queues. I can't really go... I don't really want to... This is like a 4-player chess stream. I don't really want to go over my games. You could just watch the VOD. It's, oh, Jonas is working. Oh, no problem. Oh, thanks for tuning in anyway. I think I will jump into some FFA games. They were green. Red is very scary. But my opposite, blue, is higher rated than yellow. So that's helpful. Let's see. I think I can get away with this. Like yellow is just going for promotion. At some point I might want to play this. It's always a little scary to me. I guess it is kind of dangerous that yellow, the weakest player, is going for promotion, because that will make him a better ally for red. I could set up a check. I think I'm just gonna play the knights out for now. This is a little bit of a weird move. Blue has a good structure. Probably gonna fianchetto next. So do I want to stop this? I don't really want to sack a knight. I think we're just gonna roll with it. I'm gonna block this off, which is kind of a weak move, but this is kind of weird and unusual. So this pawn is weak, but there's not really anything attacking it at the present moment. I guess the idea is he's lined up here. Oh, these are full queens. I forgot they were full queens. I would have gone here if I'd realized they were full queens. That was really dumb of me. Okay. So, yeah. I'm not playing well. I really thought this was 1-point queens. How come there's no 1-point version of the other chess pieces for promotion? I think just because when you promote with the 1-point queen variation, it's automatic. You don't get to choose to promote to a knight or to any of those other pieces. It's just always a queen. Okay, this is very helpful. Now I can create this good structure. I was worried that he would try to like trade bishops with me. Although now this might happen. We might trade knights. It feels like I have an eternity now that we're not playing that weird time control. Okay, this kind of is being hit. I could move the bishop here, but I just moved the bishop the other place. That's probably worth doing now. Like, why wouldn't I? Like, this is a move that would concern me. Like, here, here, here. But okay, he doesn't. Now if he moves this, I have to move this out somewhere here, I guess. Or he could go here. He probably doesn't want to trade this because this pawn would be weak. But you never know. Well, I could castle this way, but oh god. I don't want to trade that. But I probably should. I could just go here for now. What's the danger? This and this, maybe? Alright. I'm gonna avoid trades. I'm gonna try to push this later. I like that he's moved this knight like away though. So this is no longer a threat. That's annoying. if he castles this way, then I can make this threat. Ooh, that's interesting. Sure, I'll take that. I have a battery on this, but he is going to have this threat here. I do want to castle as soon as I can. That's pretty scary for blue. Let's castle though. I guess red could come in here. That's very unlikely though. What else could he do? Could try this type of thing. I mean, I think he'll probably take this at some point. Okay, I guess he wants to come in here. So this is a threat if there's ever another check. Med Weary Tank, I'm not playing Puzzle Rush, Puzzle Battle. I'm playing some other stuff right now. Where did he go? He went here. He wants to line up this way. Okay. Dude, I'm going to have to block you if you keep doing that. It's really obnoxious. I'm not playing Puzzle Rush, Puzzle Battle. I'm clearly in the middle of a 4-player chess game. All right, that is going to be a block. Let's see. Shoot. Open link in new window. That's a block. Let's remove friend and block. Okay. I'm gonna try to help out my buddy by keeping red busy. He really needs to take this. Yeah. Okay, so they are lining up there. What can I do? Not very much. I'm gonna make a threat of a check on yellow, in case that would ever be useful to stop checkmate. He is opening lines here. I'm worried about this rook being in take. Maybe I push this pawn or knight out. That's interesting. Okay. Don't think I want to take that. Let's see. I'm gonna move the rook over. I hope he doesn't take this. I don't think it's in his interest to, but you never know. I think he should like do some. Whoa. Uh, that looks pretty scary. Interesting. Well, shoot. What do we do about that? Uh, man, I don't know. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Like, I don't like this tension because he might just take my bishop. Trying to line up like a check if the queen ever comes in, but I don't know. Maybe I can come here and at least take a piece. I could just push. Maybe that's the best. Take the queen, buddy. Yeah, oh, that's good. Okay. He's probably going to try to get in. Oh, okay. How is Medbury Tank still challenging me to... I've blocked him. How does he still do that? Thanks to follow from Newcastle Upborn. Really appreciate it. Blue is getting kind of brutalized. Why didn't he take that? Wasn't that like a free piece? I'm confused. So now we have another queen, although it's probably pretty useless. I'm going to look out for checkmates on blue, actually. This is now in take. We can actually check red, so he can just come back. So okay. So I've defended this. I've checked yellow. This gives him a chance to maybe take a free piece, although this is scary. I think we check again. Again, I'm trying to keep yellow busy. This might happen. I think he can just come back. But he didn't. He didn't. Blue has an opportunity to go here. This was the bishop that I didn't want to give up, but... Okay. Now we're good on points. I hated losing this bishop, but blue is still in the game. And our main opponent is red. Just securing this from happening. I need to get these rooks involved. How do we do that? Let's just get this out. This might be too weak. I don't know. He just wants to march up to here. Then I have to worry that he will attack me. Maybe I should just secure this. I could sack, I guess. I always have this check on blue if I want to. I'm gonna actually bring this back to safety. Okay. This is a threat. Okay, am I concerned about that? This is scary. Hmm. I'm gonna check blue. If he goes here, I can trade these. So I want red to be weaker. Okay, that's excellent. I'm fine with that. So I could have taken the queen for free, but I didn't really want to. I was trying to make this happen. Uh, hmm. That eliminates his light square bishop, though. So I'm actually fine with that. Now I'm threatening a check on him. That's weird. He has no way to attack my queens. I think that worked out well for me. And also take this. This is the promotion square, though. Let's come over here. Ooh, interesting. I have this check. Guess he can retreat. So maybe this wasn't such a good move after all. What if I go here and then here? I like that. Let's trade queens. If he could, nah, okay. Now we have this. I could take this first even. It's really hard for him to defend. He can't go back here. I can take it. Okay, this is gonna lead to mate. You can promote here. That's fine. I can win this 1v1. Let's just do this first though. Okay, I need to give him one pawn. He can try stacking the rook for the pawn. Yeah, this pawn here. You can have, buddy. And you can sack for this one if you want. Now he can resign, or I could just win. So my opposite was totally dead. I like to give my opposite second place when I can, and now he has 47 points, red has 46 points. So early in the game he was totally dead, but we've managed to give my opposite second place, which is great. Yeah, I could have made it a tie for second, but I want my opposite to get second. So yeah, that worked out well for me. They were really beaten up on blue, but I was able to distract them enough that blue survived. Was able to get a mate on yellow. And then I kept blue alive. We attacked red, and we got the job done. Let's see, did I miss anything in the chat? Thanks for the follow from Gary Casper V, and from New Kasparov Born. Enberg says loves delay better than increment. Yeah, I think I prefer delay too rather than increment. Jonas says my one secret opening trick to be discovered. Oh, you're going through Jonas's archives. Yeah, this is a fun game. Prof, let me know if you want to play teams. If not, I can join another free-for-all queue. Let's see. This time I will try to pay attention to 1-point queens versus full queens, which definitely makes a difference. Red yellow. These guys are all relatively new. So hopefully this should be a straightforward win, but you never know. These are full queens. They're all going for the early promotions. I am not. Green is not. Okay, so red and blue are going for the quick promotions. What is this about? It doesn't even stop a promotion square. I guess it kind of covers this. I'm going to go here. Now we're attacking this pawn. He could go here, then I can go here. I'm not sure what this move is either. I guess he can take if he pushes. These guys are trying to coordinate, so I'm gonna have to stop chat. Let's see, their paste. There we go. Okay. He's just pushed. Let's grab this guy. This is a very passive opening. Queen is coming out. Let me get this knight out. We can leave this bishop here for now. It's not being attacked. So maybe he's trying to... Yeah, I still don't see how he could take this. This is a free pawn. I think we can grab it. That's a free bishop. Blue has disconnected. He will probably time out. And then we should try to promote a pawn. Red is going to be able to promote a pawn. Is it that timeout? Probably. Actually, I guess if he pushes, I just take the knight. So that's probably going to be the plan. Probably we push this pawn. And then if he pushes, I take the knight. Maybe we sack a bishop. Blue definitely rage quit. Yeah, no question. But I am the main beneficiary. I got a bunch of points from that. He's just kind of shuffling that. Oh, that was an immense help to me. Because now I have a clear path to promote the pawn. Red may think that he's getting points from taking these dead pieces, which he is not. All right. Where does this bishop want to go, actually? We could go here and then threaten this. That seems reasonable. Downside is I can't really stop this promotion then. All right, we're gonna check. Green is shuffling. I don't think that's a good idea for him. Let's come back. Where do we want to come back? Here? It seems like a safe square. So I could push, but he might take it. Do I care? Maybe I don't care. I activate my rook. Let's just push for now. We can worry about that later. Oh, these guys are like pre-moving. I don't think they understand that this is not that there's delay involved here. I don't seem to have figured that out. All right, we're going to fork these knights. Okay, is that any danger to me? I don't think it is. Let's grab this guy. Now he's attacking my pawn. Not a fan of that. Let's take this pawn for free. This is covered. My king is a little bit vulnerable. What did he take? Was that mine? No, that was a dead pawn. Okay, don't care about that. Yeah, let's defend this knight more, I guess. Sure. Let's get in dangerously close to checkmate. Is this safe? Blue can't help him. Or sorry, green can't help him. Yeah, I think I can get away with this. Now we've launched the queen, where it can potentially be helpful. Let's come back here. Okay. I kind of want a castle. Well, let's get this queen out of the way. Then I can, like, come down here alone. Not worry about red doing anything to interfere with me. Okay, he's attacking this. I can just defend it, I guess. We're attacking the queen this way. He may not notice. He didn't notice. Okay. He did take my bishop. I feel bad about that. It's getting near the time we should checkmate this guy. I don't want this guy to get the credit, though. Okay. Let's bring this back again. Oh, wait. Actually, yeah, we should bring it back. Okay, there may be a king capture here, funnily enough. I want to launch my queen anyway. Oh wait, does he promote? No, he promotes here. And that's covered. Okay. I'm gonna check red. I'm gonna check red again. Ooh, that was smart on red. I should not have let that happen. I underestimated red. Thanks for the follow, Germano35. That was a very good move. I'm surprised he found that. Okay. So I'm gonna castle first. I'm gonna start lining up on green. You might not notice. My opposite got second place, which is what we like to do. So So by the way, in the beginning in the chat, red said to green, attack okay. Basically, red wanted to coordinate with green. That's why I disabled chat communication. What was that game? I don't know. Let's join a few more queues. For yellow, I have a 1900 on the right. My opposite red is higher rated than green. We like. Okay. We're going to start off by preventing this knight from coming in. This is full promotion. Got to keep that in mind. Full promotion. Okay. Gonna block off any check threats. This would open up to like possible queen trades, which I don't want. So I'm gonna play conservatively for now. Of course, red should not push. Oh, red is trading. That's wonderful for me. Thank you, red. Love to see it. Now, if green pushes, red can push there. Green is probably going to target this pawn. I love to see blue weakened. Now we're going to go after this pawn. Safely push. This should happen, of course. Okay. I'm now in a great position. We're going to prepare to castle. We have good structure. Blue is weakened. Who's the strongest player? I mean, apart from me. This might be like a good square for the queen. Okay, he's just going to push. Maybe he'll trade these bishops. That would be great as well. Love to see that. Let's just preemptively do this. Now I'm going to create this great structure while he is too busy to do anything about it. Blue's probably going to take that. Yeah, okay. He can always go here and then defend this. See what blue does. Maybe he can go in here. Oh, he's just going to take that. Interesting. Can blue attack this? I don't think he can. What does he expect green to do? Maybe he wants green to go here. I think I should try to set up a check on green. Like, as much as I want this bishop here, I think it's more important to get that going. Okay, this doesn't accomplish very much. So red was able to take that. Oh, I keep forgetting green is not very good. So I guess I don't really need to worry about him doing much. Maybe I don't need a check on green. Yeah, let's just go here instead. We could always move the queen up to get a check on him later. Green's moves are kind of useless. Let's castle. This pawn could be a target. How do I get that pawn? Maybe this. This initially looks scary, but there's actually... Blue isn't making a threat. So it should be just fine. Blue would like green to start making threats, like the threat of taking this. Oh, that's a threat. Okay. This means that I have a check on green. I think red needs the castle here. Okay, this is a pretty useless move. Red does castle. I'm going to try to get in here and make a threat on this pawn. I have a check in my back pocket. If red ever attacks green, like suppose red makes this move here, then I can check green and red can take a free piece. But red needs to initiate. And this is a possibility. Or I could just leave this knight here and start pushing pawns. This is a little scary, but I don't think green is a good enough player to do anything there. So this is good even just to prevent the queen from coming in. If blue ever gets frisky, I have this move in my back pocket to threaten a check. Is red just going to time out? That would be pretty terrible. Come on, red. You're better than this. 1800. There we go. At least it's a move. Okay. The queen is tempoed. I'm going to keep green busy, though. It's going to be okay. The old back pocket. Yep. What is this? That's just a free queen for me. I hate losing this bishop, but I'm going to do it. Sorry, yellow didn't see. Please don't kill me. That's what green says. Sorry, yellow. I didn't see. Please don't kill. I think I need to kill though. Honestly, if red made like a threat against green ever, then I would do this instead of taking the queen. I would rather that red get in there against green. But with red not doing very much, I think we're just going to take this. If red takes this, I think I have to take his queen. As nice as I've been, he hasn't been attacking. Okay. Red is just going to push that pawn. That's fair. So I could move this knight to attack here. I don't think I need to do that in the near future. Blue is attacking red. I think it's time to start marching. We're going to leave this guy here for now. This might be a good square later to get to offer a check. Now this knight is actually under attack, so I'm going to go here, I think. Do I want to attack red? I don't think I want to attack red. Let's just come back. We will threaten a check. That's a check. Okay, finally red is getting the message. Red is attacking green. Love to see it. Red has been a good opposite, trading off those bishops to help me out. Take some free pieces, red. Now have a check on green. Blue seems to be going all out against red. So red can deal with blue, or he can attack green. I'm fine either way. This knight defends, so he can't take that now. What is this about? I don't understand this move. Maybe he wants to take this pawn, but this rook is kind of in hock. Like, what? Like, now this could be a thing. I think I'd better save my buddy with this move here. Now, if this happens, I have this check. You're fine, buddy. I got you. I'll probably take this one, actually, since he can take. Unless he moves off this diagonal. I think I take this one. If he takes me, then I'm no longer going to be nice to red. I think he's smart enough not to take that, though. There you go. Good job, red. I think I can take this guy. She'll hang this. That's weird. Let's take this one. I really should start marching pawns at some point. We're probably going to march pawns. We're going to leave this knight. Ooh. Okay, that's unfortunate. Yeah. Now blue is going to get very powerful, unfortunately. So is green. Okay. Wow. That was a very inconvenient time for that to happen. Knight is in a little bit of hock. Time is ticking down a little bit though, so that's good. Oh, I just hung my knight. That's not good. That was not a good square for that because of this. Maybe he won't take. I don't know. Oh, that actually defends me. He can't take because of this. So I think I can push. That's unfortunate. Does he have a mate? Let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to take this queen. But maybe that's silly. Red does have a bunch of points. Like trying to help red was a good strategy if red continued to exist. The fact that red just like dipped, not great for me. Thinking of doing something like this. You might take. This is not. Yeah, I think blue would get the mate. Okay. Now I can take this. He's trying to sack on here. Not entirely sure what's going on. Maybe he's trying to do this. But in that case, like I get the mate. Oh, he's really lining up. Do I need to be worried? Here, here. I don't think so. A little scary. He can try to win my queen though, so that's bad. I'm getting really greedy. Can he attack my queen? None of these knights can really attack my queen. I think we're good for now. If he goes here, I go here. I think we're fine. I don't have to take that knight. Maybe he wants to like come in here then sack. Still think we're fine. And we're really close to stalemate actually on green. Okay, well. Now we want to make more queens. He wants me to push this apparently. It's not my first plan. Do I have mate? Check. No, that's not mate. Is this mate? That's not mate. Is this mate? Yes. Okay, now he's attacking this guy. That could be an issue. How do I defend that? That's difficult. I just give it up. Take this. There's got to be a way to defend that, but I don't see it. Just grab a knight. Okay, this knight is in danger, but I don't really care about it. Okay. This is like a bigger danger than before, but I'm still going to take this. I can always like dip back maybe. Now he can take this. I think I can still take. Okay, so this, we just want to clear our queen out. Where do we want to put the queen? We'll just go here. Oh, thanks so much for the bubble art for the raid. Really appreciate it. So this is 4-player chess. We're playing free for all. Do I just actually? Why not just go here? I should have gone here last time. He wants to trade the queens. We get it with promotion. He can sack the rook if he wants. But I'm actually really close to. I'm really close to being up enough to just claim. Okay. So now we want to promote some pawns. I'm just going to take this actually. I'm willing to sack. I can always take this later. Attacking some pawns. He's trying to promote this. Actually, let's trade rooks. So I really appreciate the raid. How did your stream go, Bubble Art? 4-player chess, whole another level. Yeah, you get used to it. Gotta watch out for him attacking this pawn. Okay. Now we want to push this for a queen. Now that this square is protected. He's trying to queen this one, but he's far, far off. And I'm already protecting that file. Okay, I think this should win. Can't take it because it's pinned. We can get behind here. But not yet. Now we have a double attack on this one. FFA, you don't suck at normal chess. You're getting much, much better. This takes practice. Now we want to go for this one. Oh, I guess he has this. That might have been a mistake. Maybe I go here. I think I screwed this up. But okay. Let's take here and we can promote and trade. Is there any check? Now let's just promote and trade. If he trades queens, it's just game over. I'm gonna bring this guy back. He is busted. This is probably safest. I could go here. Or no, I could just go here. Knight here. All promotions are blocked. And then I get my king. Never casual seems evenish. So the points matter. I was up on points and I was winning this 1v1. Blue has got second. I would rather if red got second, but I just resigned really early. So that's unfortunate. Thanks for the follow. Aram's in. Really appreciate it. Oh, so Bubble Art. I really appreciate the raid. Did we get a shout out for Bubble Art mods? I'm sorry I was so engrossed in the game. I had a very low time. But really appreciate the raid. Thanks for the follow from Beseeched 1. Really appreciate it. Oh, Prof Wondermaster did the shout out. That's good. Thank you, Prof Wondermaster. We'll give her another shout out too. So Bubble Art is a chess streamer and a variety streamer. And she also does a bunch of art streams. It's good to see Bubble Art streaming. I think she took a streaming break for a while, but hopefully she's back in the groove. Checky make check face. That's funny. Taram Zen. Okay, so for the people who just got here, maybe I'll go over this game real quick and we can talk about some 4-player chess principles. So I played this move, which seems like a passive move, but we want to prevent the knight from coming in because checks are really devastating in 4-player chess, so we want to stop them. These guys are all fairly low rated. So when red traded with blue, I was very thankful for that because basically all trades are bad in 4-player chess because basically blue is going to take back. Now, blue and red are even with respect to that bishop trade, but both blue and red are now a bishop down versus yellow and versus green. So the trade was bad from their perspective because now they're down in pieces versus us two. So I try to avoid trades whenever possible. I only do trades when absolutely necessary or when I win stuff. This is a good structure that I try to create whenever possible because once I castle, my king is super safe behind this pawn structure. And king safety is really important in 4-player chess. The reason it's important is that you can be double or triple attacked. So, for example, suppose, I guess we'll see another example when they're a little more developed. Okay, this is another trade. Red just traded with green, which is great for me. Not only that, but green was so busy taking this bishop back that he couldn't en passant this. So I got the great structure on both sides. My pawn structure is wonderful. Even though I have 0 points, I love my position. So blue has attacked red, but red can guard this by just going up here, which is indeed what happened. And now blue is trading with red again. Again, is wonderful for me. Now blue has no bishops. I still have all my pieces. Blue is down 2 bishops. Green is down 1 bishop. And red is down 2 bishops and a rook. Usually, you're sort of aligned informally with the person opposite you. So I'm informally aligned with red. The reason for that is it's very hard for red to attack me and very hard for me to attack red. So generally, we're attacking the players to our left and right. And generally, we work together. So let's see if we can see an example of this. Okay, right here is an example. I kept hoping that red would attack green, but he didn't. So let's see what could have happened. I mean, I guess I would save my knight first in this example, but... So here, for example, it's green's move. Green made a very passive move. Green could have played something like this, which looks like it hangs his knight, but because he is attacking green from green's left, 2 people have a chance to move before green can move again. And I have a check on green. So let's suppose that blue makes like an irrelevant move. Then I have this move. Green is in check and green has to deal with that check. So he might do something like this, and then red gets a free piece. So when you double attack, you get a chance to work together. Oh, am I out of sync? That happens sometimes. Let me try getting rid of my webcam and bringing it back. Sometimes that fixes the sync in. Let me know if it did. If that didn't fix it, there's not much more I can do. So I apologize for that. But sometimes that helps. Okay, it's fixed. Nice. I'm not doing Puzzle Battle right now. We're doing a 4-player chess stream. I do Puzzle Battle streams some other nights, but we're playing 4-player chess tonight. So this, we see now when a player gets attacked from a player on their left, a player on their right can throw in a check or attack another piece, and then it's hard for that player to defend both things. That's why you want to prevent people from checking you, and that's also why you usually work together with your opposite. Okay, let's go back. Oh, oops, let's go back to what actually happened. He moved his queen here. I actually... So he made this irrelevant knight move, and I attacked green's queen. Green did not notice. Green noticed after he moved, and green begged me in the chat. He said, "Sorry, yellow, I didn't see. Please don't kill." So he didn't want me to take his queen. But I took his queen anyway, because that's 9 points for me. And I got another pawn out of it. Now red is being attacked. In theory, I could attack red and just win free pieces, because red is busy. But in reality, red is my opposite. I don't want to attack red. I want to help red. So I just made a passive move. We're starting to push towards queens. Green thought he was taking a free piece while red was busy with his queen being attacked. But in reality, his queen can just take that, which is what happens. So it ended up being another trade. And when my opponents trade, that's good for me. So now green has 1 less bishop, red has 1 less knight, and I have much more pieces than them. Red just lost another pawn. Still, red is my opposite. He's my friend. So finally, red attacked green. So that's what I wanted to see the whole game. Now that he attacked green, I checked green. And now red has a chance to take a free piece. So now red doesn't even have to trade a piece, he just wins a piece, which is great. We're making green weaker. And I wanted to keep doing that. I wanted to keep checking green, and I wanted red to keep taking free pieces. We saved his knight. I checked. This move was very odd to me. I don't know what he was trying to accomplish. But we see another example of working together because blue decided to check red. So this leaves red in an awkward position. First of all, he can't take this or he'd be mated by force. He has to move his king. So, but green is going to have a move where he knows that red has to move his king. So green is planning this to win the queen for free, because these two are teaming up on red to win some pieces. So I did this move because I want to keep green busy so he can't take red's queen, because red is my buddy. So blue is gonna just keep harassing red. And now I've checked green. I could have checked him on this side instead, but then blue could take my knight. On this side, red can take my knight, but I think red notices that I'm helping him out, that I'm being a good opposite, and I'm preventing his queen from being lost. So he's very unlikely to take my knight. He wants to work with me. If he did take my knight, then I would stop saving red, and I would let them pick him apart. So he does not take my knight. He moves over here to sort of support his rook. This was an odd move by blue. I think blue should have just taken a pawn. But I guess he wants to get a knight in the game. So what did I do? Oh, I took a free pawn from green. My thinking here is my knight is pretty near red's king. So if they do end up trying to checkmate red, I thought maybe I could snipe the checkmate if they tried to mate my opposite. But here, red just timed out, basically resigning, which is weird because there's a 15-second delay and he's like in 1850, so he should be better than that. But this left me in a bad position. I mean, I've lost one bishop, so I'm winning, but the problem is, even though I'm winning on the board, these two put together are much stronger than I am, and they might try to work together against me. Not only that, but they're much closer to promotion. Green is going to promote immediately. So now green has another queen. Green is getting scary again. So I want to put myself in a position where I can support myself to promote a pawn. And I hope that they're not going to go too hard teaming up against me. Blue. Okay, so green took this dead pawn. I don't know why he did that. That wasn't really a good move for him. Maybe he thought he would get a point from taking the pawn, but you don't get points for taking dead pieces. Oh, so by the way, when a player resigns or times out, all the pieces become dead pieces, like grayed out, and you don't get points from taking them, except for the king. And the king is moved by the computer to random places. So blue is trying to promote a pawn, because blue wants an extra queen, which makes sense for him. This is a very weird move for blue. I don't know what he was trying to do. I guess it turns out he wanted to shift this knight over to attack me more, but it seemed like a weird move at the time. He might have also been waiting for this queen to move away, because I guess he feared when he promoted, green might trade with him, and he didn't want to trade. He just wanted that queen to be like a good queen. Okay, so now he has a queen. So here, my knight can be taken, but it can be taken by both of them. So I figured neither of them was going to take my knight, because then the other one could take their queen. So we just kept moving. Here, blue has checkmate. Blue has checkmate either of these places. Did blue checkmate? He did not. Okay, he checkmated that move. Yeah, he could have checkmated the move before. Or no, wait, maybe it was my move. Oh, he did checkmate. Okay, so red moved, then blue checkmated. Now blue has the most points because blue gets 20 points for a checkmate. I have the least points. Well, I'm sort of tied with green, but I still have a good position. So I was worried that these two were going to work together against me. But even though blue was the strongest and I would have preferred to take pieces from blue, there was a free queen on pre here from green, and that's 9 points, and it weakens green. So I took this because I didn't think green was going to work with me. I thought he was going to work with blue. So I would have preferred to weaken green. Now blue started piling up here and was going to sack on this pawn, and I was really worried, but it turned out it wasn't really a threat. I tried to get my queen active, so I was hoping I could snipe a checkmate, but this knight actually guards. This is a scary thing, but I have two things guarding it for now, so we're fine. It's super scary. But I decided to ignore the threat. This gets even scarier, because if he sacks here now, like he should have sacked right now. Like this was too slow. If he had sacked right now, like this is a mate threat. Because if he goes here, I take, he takes with queen, that's checkmate. So this forces me to take this back. The reason why now is a good time to do that is it's green's turn. And green could potentially snag a queen. Maybe not. So, okay, suppose I take this. I guess he could, I guess green could attack me. He could snag this. This would be an example of them teaming up on me. And even though blue would sack some pieces, I think blue is in like a better position than I am. And green is kind of attacking me. So I think that would have been a better chance for blue, even though it gives me a ton of points too. I think that's what they should have done. But they played a little more passively. So instead, he played knight here. This isn't really a real threat. It's check on me. I can just step out of it. It would be a real threat if green could attack some of my pieces, like while I was in check. So if like an irrelevant move happened, like this, then like this type of thing could happen. But luckily for me, oops, let me find the main line. Instead, I just took this rook, and neither of these knights were in a position to attack my queen. Next move. So it was fine. Not only that, but green timed out. At this point, I was really worried that blue would be able to mate green. And if blue could mate green without me picking up a piece, he would get 20 more points. He'd get 53 points, and I'd have 30, and he could claim a win. I had to watch out for green getting mated. So blue made a mistake here. He checked green, but I was able to get the checkmate. It's the last person to steal the less square from the king gets the mate. And this was the square that wasn't covered. So I needed to cover this square while still covering these squares. Because blue was covering these squares. So my queen was covering these squares. My knight was covering this square. These were being covered by the blue queen. This was the only square that needed to be covered. So by playing here, I was able to cover this square too. If I'd gone somewhere like this, then this square would no longer be covered and he could go. So this was checkmate, and I got credit for the mate. Here he's lining up here, and I went into the tank. I lost a lot of time here because I didn't really see a good way to guard this pawn. And maybe there was no way to do it. Let me see now that I have more time available if I can find something. I don't really see anything. Like I looked at this and then like this type of thing, but then he could just play queen takes first. I mean, if he took this, then it was fine because I'd promote. I just took a piece with my queen, let that pawn fall. Now this is guarded. This knight is not guarded. The knight was the trouble. But I decided to check him first. Here he's offering a queen trade, which is a good idea for him because he is actually up a queen. Oh, I should mention the points too. So it was important for him to take, well, I guess, so now we're tied on. I am 20 points up, but I need to be 21 points up to claim a win. So 53 to 33 because I just took that knight. If I resigned here, then we would be tied for first because he would get 20 points for my resignation. But he took a pawn, and now I can't even get that tie. He would be up 1 point if I resigned. If I checked him, like, this is a good move for him. He wants me to trade queens, because if we trade queens, he still has this queen over here, and I just have no queens on the board, and I'm blocked from promoting. So instead of trading queens, I took this pawn. This looks pretty scary over here, because I thought he might be able to get somewhat of an attack, but it turned out there was just nothing there. He offered a queen trade again. Here I screwed up. I moved my queen back here, but that was a waste of a move. What I should have done is move my queen here or here. Because then if he captured that queen, I could promote, because this is the promotion rank for me. But instead this allowed him to pin me, which was not so good. So this was a much better move. Let me see, what could he have done if I did this? I mean, if he trades the queens, now we just have like, now we've maintained the same point differential, and I have more pieces than he does. We both have a queen, we both have 2 rooks, we both have a knight, although his knight isn't take, but additionally, I have an extra bishop and knight. And as far as pawns, we have a similar amount of pawns, but I have an easier pawn promotion path, because his most active pawn is blocked by this dead pawn. So that's what I should have done. But instead I went back here with the idea of doing this, and he pinned me. Chess Genius says this is boring. Well, I don't find it boring. Then I went here, which is where I should have gone in the first place, because do the wasted move. Bring the king back. Now we traded one set of queens, because I can make another queen and we're defended with the rook. He traded another set of queens, and he's trying to bank on his more active rooks, but I have a pawn closer to promotion and his pawn is blocked, and that is very helpful. I decided to sack for this knight just because it was kind of in my way, and that's like one less piece that he would have I have to worry about. And I could always take this pawn at any point later. The pawn is blocked from going. So I wanted to protect the square. Also threatened to take that. But promotion is more important. This might have been a mistake. Maybe I should have just done this a little bit faster. So now I'm trying to stop them from promoting pawns. I'm trying to promote my own. This move was a mistake because it allowed this. So I should have done this. This blocks him from coming in. If he comes here, then I could go here or here. So this would have been a much better move. Now I was in a pickle because he had kind of an unstoppable promotion. We checked, we took, and we're able to promote here. This is a key move because it defended the rook, threatened the queen, and if he takes this, I can take back with knight and I lose none of these pieces, which is what happened. And it was a fairly easy win after this. He just resigned it. You're not going to get a timeout for spamming as long as you don't, like, spam, I don't know, vulgar stuff or something like that. If you're spamming relevant stuff, that's fine. All right, we'll join an FFA queue. It is getting late, so I'm not sure how much longer I'll stream. Let's see if anyone else is streaming. Ralph Blundermaster, if you want to start a stream, let me know and I can raid you. But anyway, again, I really appreciate the raid from Bubble Art. So for any Bubble Art viewers here, this is 4-player chess. I also stream Bug House. I'm not streaming Bug House tonight. I'll be streaming Bug House tomorrow night. And we stream some Puzzle Rush and Puzzle Battle other nights and some other variety games. So if you like these sort of chess variants, please drop a follow. You can get notified of my future streams. Here we are yellow again. This is a fairly easy queue, but hopefully they don't all gang up on me. You'll set up Prof Letter? Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I'll play one more FFA game and then I can raid you. Yellow again. Oh, by the way, for anyone new, here are the rules of free-for-all. And if you want to play yourself, this is a link to the 4-player chess server on chess.com where you can go to find the game. It looks like blue is probably going to timeout. So red has above 1500, so red has won some games at some point. But aborts if there's no one, if players don't make the first, if they resign before the first 2 moves or timeout before the first 2 moves, then it's an abort. So Prof Blundermaster is going to start a stream and we'll send him a raid at the appropriate time. Doesn't look like he started yet. I guess it is pretty late at night. I wonder if there's like some tournaments going on. Oh, Game has started. Okay. We are green. Green is the worst color because it starts last. This is 1 point queens. Sort of gonna block the queen from going in. Don't want to trade these bishops. I could go here, but I'm worried about a check. So we're just gonna move the knights out for now. He is sailing to promotion. Not sure what this is about. Oh, it looks like yellow is gonna block the promotion. That is helpful. Thinking of this. Yeah, okay, we'll do it. He has a battery here. I'll probably do the same. Okay, yellow's being attacked. Interesting. We're just gonna create a decent structure. Red is going for a promotion. I think he will succeed in that. I'm gonna try to set up a decent structure over here. Red is hanging some things. Blue is taking 2 pawns. I'm worried they're all gonna attack me. Always. Do this for now. He might come in here, which should be annoying. Red is going to try to get like another queen. Okay, he's traded. Interesting. He should take this, but I don't think he will. I mean, if he doesn't like his opposite, he should take it. I don't think he will, but you never know. Okay. Could push. I don't know. I really want to attack red. Let's see a great way to do that. I could do this, I guess. I think I'd rather castle to my right. Let's go here, actually. No, then he can take this. Do I just castle? That looks really scary to castle. I guess we'll do this. This is like blue is really close to mated. It's not good at all. Okay. So we could just come out here. The idea of this move is we're defending this pawn a bunch. Okay, now that that's locked up, I would like to... I'd like to get this queen here and castle this way. Red is very powerful. This is a threat. This is a threat if this knight ever moves. I think this is the move next. Okay. I guess he wants to come in here. Really should defend this though. They're actually both looking at this. I wonder if there will be a trade there. I'm thinking of pushing this pawn to try to snag this queen if he goes for this mate. Should I do that? I probably should. He's threatening a check. If he ever checks, that would be wonderful. Oh, this guy's getting frisky. Go here. Maybe we just push. Like a castle. Yeah, I've kind of overextended myself here. This is probably safest. It keeps the queen from coming here. Guards this pawn. But he might trade this, which I don't want to happen. I'm hoping I want to mate blue more than trade with me. Is blue going for my knight? That would be kind of obnoxious. Alright. Guess we gotta bring this guy back. He can take that. I don't know if he will, but he could. Ooh, like that. This could be something. I could go here. I think this leads to something. So this is mate. Oh no, it's not mate. Because he has Here's this move. Let's just take this. You going for promotion? That's weird. Okay. So I think I give up this knight. That's a scary move to make. Let's just go up here. I have this resource where I can move this to discover a check. Ooh, that's not great. I gotta check red or he's cooked. I do have this check though. I'll do it this way. Come on, that doesn't stop the mate. What are you doing? I'm trying my best to help him, but it's tough. Suppose I sack. Let me go here. Okay, well this defends. So maybe we can come in here. Like this is a threat. This is a threat. This is a threat. I'm kind of worried yellow is gonna interrupt things. Okay, that's fine with me. Take that. This is scary now. That's really scary. What do I do about that? Like, why isn't he going here? He should try to... This guy is not helping. I could trade these. God. He might take this. I'm hoping he'll try to... Yellow's gonna try to mate blue. Okay. Well... We're gonna deflect this bishop. And blue's gonna take that queen. my hope at least. Oh my god. I'm like almost made it here. This is really bad. I expended a lot of energy helping Blue to live, and Blue has just thrown his game away. That's odd. Okay. I don't know what to do. Honestly, my game really sucks. Yellow has mate. He's not doing it for some reason. Oh, I get the mate on blue. That's pretty funny. I didn't even mean to do that. But my game kind of sucks. If he goes here, that's pretty bad for me. He goes here. I'm pretty happy though. Now we have a mate threat. This is also a threat. Okay. Got a little lucky at the end there, but it worked out. Let's see what I missed in chat. Thanks for the follow from Aaron Sebastians. Let's see. Honestly, look at why everyone makes perfect counts for a tournament. Actually, most we can see the player already. Forgo the Anon thing. Yeah, and Berg, I think the reason for the new accounts was not for the 4-player chess section. The reason was for the other sections of the tournament, which was Fog of War and 960. For both of those, they were looking for who could get to the highest rating. So it was a rating speedrun. The 4-player chess was just implemented differently than those other sections. And I guess they thought it would be clunky to change from your speedrun alt account to your main account in the middle of the thing just for the 4-player chess section. And that's like understandable. Yeah, it would be nice to have a chess done quick variant edition that's like Bug House and Crazy House. Maybe they'll have that in the future sometime. So Aaron Sebastian's, I'm playing 4-player chess now. We're not playing other games. And actually, I told Prof Blundermaster I would raid him fairly soon. Um, looks like there's no. Oh, there is a queue to play. I play one more game. I should probably just raid Prof. Oh, oops. Did I screw up my layout? It doesn't really matter. As I'm gonna just raid Prof Blundermaster. Um, thank you everyone who joined me. Thank you particularly to Bubble Art who raided me earlier tonight. We're gonna send a raid to Prof Blundermaster, who is also streaming 4-player chess. I'm gonna look real quick to make sure I didn't miss any raids, because sometimes it doesn't notify me of all the raids. Now it's just Bubble Art. Okay. So let's give another shout out to Bubble Art. If you haven't followed me yet, I would appreciate a follow so you can get notified of my future streams. I stream this, which is 4-player chess. We also stream Bug House. That's the main game I play. Bug House is a team game with 2 chessboards, and you have a partner who's the opposite color. Whenever you capture a piece, you hand it to your partner, and you can make a normal chess move or take any of the pieces your partner has handed you, place one on any empty square, and checkmate or flag on either board ends the game. So I'll be streaming Bug House tomorrow night. I hope you all will join me for that. I also stream some variety games. I stream Puzzle Rush Puzzle Battle. I stream the card game Bridge, Tetris, Keep Talking Nobody Explodes, Sudoku, Among Us, and a few other games. So please drop a follow if you haven't already. I'm sending you to Prof Blundermaster, who's also streaming 4-player chess. If you have the emotes, you should drop emotes in his chat and just let him know where he came from in general. And drop him a follow as well. He's a great streamer. Thanks everyone for joining me, and hope to see you another night. Bye everyone.